So my name's Christopher Garrett. I'm 37 from the Isle of Man. I've been coming out to Ukraine since September 2014. I was here to the back end of 2017 and then left. I'd taken a few breaks in between, and then I came out here 3 days after the war started. So in the past I've been working as an EOD tech with sniper and reconnaissance units, and now I'm kind of amalgamated on as a volunteer with the Ukrainian police EOD team. I mean, it's all interesting. Thankfully, we haven't found that many booby traps or anything. Like personally, the units that we're working with, they went into places like Bucha and Irpin as soon as the places were released from the Russians. So they were finding things that up and including booby trap bodies, a lot of booby traps, a lot of grenades and stuff stuck around houses, buildings, stuff like that. So, but at the moment here, this was from what we can gather, it was quite a large Russian regimental artillery position. The Ukrainians hit it with Grad and a number of other weapons, and so what's happened is all the Russian ammunition trucks that were here, they've all exploded. They've kicked a lot of munitions around the place, so at the moment we're just trying to get the bulk of the explosives off site. It's quite a hard area to secure because this is about 3 square kilometers, so it's very hard to stop people. There's members of the public that have been walking in and out. There was someone that was, as far as we're aware, was killed by a landmine only a few hundred meters away from here about a week and a half ago. We heard it happen, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do about it because it's such a large area. It's hard to know exactly where they are, and you're putting yourself at risk to go and find them.
And what's it going to take to clean up this?
A lot of time and a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
The problem at the moment is the humanitarian mine action groups, as far as I'm aware, aren't back on the ground clearing at the moment. If they were able to come in and start helping to clear these areas, it would free the police up to be able to concentrate a little bit more on the normal EOD that they'd be doing, because at the moment they're effectively doing battle area clearance, and for a police force it's something that they wouldn't normally be doing. It would normally be the military or the SES, which is the State Emergency Services.
So how many's in your team, and I guess how do you guys run and support yourselves?
So I've got 3 guys that work with me full time. A couple of them have been with me since I got back into the country, helping out, and then we've just taken another Australian on now. So we work alongside the police EOD unit, and what they're looking to do soon is, once we're able to get another vehicle, is we'll just take our own team along with the Ukrainian police, and they will give us another police unit to have full time, and then we can just start going out and doing specific tasks a little bit separate, because it then frees them up a little bit to be able to do their job.
Yeah.
But to finance and support ourselves, we've been very lucky that some people have been giving donations. So I run PayPal on my Instagram page, and people have been good to throw some money here, throw some money there. A lot of it is for equipment, but there's a few people that will message and say there's £20 for cigarettes, or there's £50 for ice cream, kind of thing. So I mean, every little bit makes a difference as well, because we're all self-supported out here.
Yeah.
We're quite fortunate that we're borrowing an apartment off a friend's family right now, but sooner or later they're going to want to come back, so then now we need to start looking how are we going to be able to finance an apartment. And just it doesn't matter, 1-bedroom apartment for guys who just sleep on the floor, so
Work and live rough.
but it can be a little bit tricky, and because the media is not really covering the war as much anymore,
Yes.
people are kind of starting to lose interest. So obviously it's harder to get support. So.
Yeah. And how long do you think this is going to take before it's back to like a state of clear and you can just walk through here?
Years.
Years?
Yeah.
And I guess we haven't even started in the areas that are still occupied.
No, exactly. I mean, it's going to take, for areas like this, it's going to take a long time to be able to go through the ground, and actually, to a humanitarian point of view, it will take a long time to clear this, because you need to go over every square inch of the ground.
Yeah.
And as I say, at the moment we're only concentrating on the main bulk of munitions in the middle. We've still got to get to the outside edges of this camp,
Yeah.
and that's where we're going to have to go very slow, because we're looking at booby traps, we're looking at landmines, so it's a lot of work.
For people that don't have, I guess, an idea on these sort of munitions and mines, what sort of threat do they pose for like what amount of time, like landmines in the ground?
Landmines will stay in the ground 60, 80 years, especially the Russian ones, because they're manufactured in factories. The seals are good, the plastic's good. I know that they're taking landmines out of Cambodia still now, and These are Russian PMMs,
Yeah.
and they still work perfectly. They still work fine, you know. So they pose a risk for a very, very long time, and it won't be soldiers. Generally, it's not soldiers that they kill. It's, you know, 10, 20, 30 years later, it's civilians, it's livestock. And it's very damaging because people can't come in to work in the forest. People can't come in to collect mushrooms, you know.
Yeah, I've been hearing as well that people have been doing their fields in a tractor with body armour on and helmet.
Yeah.
And farmers losing like thousands of cattle just to landmines as well.
Yeah. It's you know, it's the problem is not just the loss of life; it's the economic impact it has as well, because it's area denial effectively, and you know, it's when Ukraine's already struggling with losing territory that they need to farm.
Yeah.
Now there's huge areas that they can't safely farm, but people feel pressured to do it because otherwise, you know, there's no money coming in.
Yeah.
So the economic impact from it as well pushes people to put themselves more at risk.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, man.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
To where we're actually going to through positions, we can't guarantee there's nothing there. So if we don't walk there, please.
Okay.
Because I'm not sweeping you up.
Today with the British, Australian, American, like volunteer EOD, explosive ordnance disposal guys who are over in Ukraine volunteering their time, their safety, their health, their money to come here, take out mines, take out shells, anything that, you know, has come in on a blind or an unexploded ordnance. Any ordnance that has been fired in and hasn't blown up still remains incredibly dangerous, as well as the hundreds, thousands of landmines throughout this massive fighting position. So strict orders to do not walk off the fucking road. And only a few days ago there was someone here killed by a landmine. It happens every day. There's multiple people every day killed across Ukraine by landmines laid. But the extent of these fighting positions through the woods is just insane, as well as the amount of damage you can see the shells have done to the trees as they've come through.
But then I think when they've come in, when the Russians have come in, they've turned up, they've put fighting positions in. But then as more people have turned up, they've expanded the camp.
Yeah, okay.
Pushed out. So what we're trying to do, because it's a little bit tricky to actually work out where's the exact edge.
Doesn't look really strategic.
We don't want to just walk it,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
so
yeah. Oh, there it
'cause
is.
we know someone got melted
That's for
about a week and a half ago. We heard it. We were clearing where we just came through, and there was just one loud boom, a scream, and then it was just nothing. So we walked down the tracks, but the problem is you can't safely just go stumbling around.
Yeah.
Even if you had a detector with you, you're only going to be able to punch a line out, have a look either side. If you can't see anything, what do? Do you carry on, punch a line out? Do you come back out? Do you start another line? You haven't got the manpower, and it was one scream and that was it. Chances are the guy's dead.
Oh, right.
You know,
yeah,
it's
you guys don't know.
yeah, but it's civilian.
Oh, was it? Oh,
This is the
shit.
problem.
Oh,
You know,
right.
it's such a huge area. We
Oh,
can't
fuck.
just walk around and
Yeah, okay. you
line
can't just
tape
run
the
up and
entire
try
place
help
off.
Oh, fuck, no, yeah.
People come in just scrounging, walking, having a look,
Yeah, tourists.
steal a bit of metal,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
try and find some trophies. You know.
Yeah. What is it?
It's in the ground.
What's Oh, shoulder shot.
So inside here you'd have just a small bursting charge. What it does is it breaks open the nose cone, and then inside here is tens of thousands of those flechettes, and just from kinetic energy they just turn into darts. So they're very, very nasty. The Israelis have a bad habit of using them on the Palestinians. Yeah, but because of the explosions here, from the sympathetic detonation of everything, they've all got thrown into the trees. So all the trees here are full of them.
I'll try and chuck the drone up to show you, try and give some sense of scale of the size of this Russian position, because it is absolutely massive. You know, there's hundreds of dug-in areas for tanks and fighting positions for foot soldiers, and if you heard in that video, they're even building fireplaces into their trenches because of, you know, they were cold, but how long they were dug in and the time they had to dig in here. And it goes over easily a few hundred metres, so to up to, I'd say, almost a kilometre. And what the guys are trying to do with the drone is make like a map and actually find the outer perimeter of it, because that outer perimeter of the position will be where they've laid the mines for people taking it over. So if they can find the outer perimeter, they can have a better idea of where the fucking mines are on this Russian position that was hit by Ukrainian artillery, and then from there hand the maps off to the Ukrainians. And
Yeah, I can't.
yeah.